Thanks for tuning into Heavy, where we bring you the latest interviews with local, national, and international artists. Today's victim is.
Hey, it's Jack, otherwise known as Twisted Horizon. Twisted Horizon is my solo project where I write all the music, record all the instruments, and go from there. It's best way to put it is it's not any particular genre. It's more of a me picking bits and pieces from genres that I like and influence that I've had, and just creating my own type of rock and roll, I guess. My own spin on rock music.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing, mate. How are you doing this evening?
Living the dream, mate. Living the dream as always.
Good to hear. So Tristan Horizon recently released your debut album, Road to Revival, mate. So tell us a bit about it from a musical point of view and what you were going for with it.
Yeah, so Road to Revival is a bit of, I guess you could say it's a musical journal of my last few years, and the way that I often describe it is the good, bad, and the ugly of the last few years. Obviously, we've been living in a pretty crazy time with everything that's gone on the last few years, whether it be the pandemic, whether it be what's going on over in the Ukraine and all the rest of it. And it's basically lyrically, it's my point of view of everything going on. Lyrically, it's myself finding myself, and just a few other things that I've encountered over the years. Musically, it's I don't like putting things into specific genres. I feel the word genre scares a lot of people off from listening to certain things, but it's a mix and celebration of all kinds of rock music that we've experienced it with. Some songs almost going into that metalcore realm, and some songs dipping right back to the 70s where we had ZZ Top, pumping away at the guitars. And yeah, I basically just wanted it to be a rock album of, I guess, my idea of rock music and everything that's influenced me.
The press release says that the album captures the essence of glam, metal, punk, blues, and classic rock. Like, that can't be an easy thing to do to capture all of them together, bro.
No, there's some pretty interesting genres to throw in there, but I'm someone who's listened to a range of music all my life. Like, I was raised on like ABBA and Johnny Cash, and then through my own searching found like Motley Crue and Bon Jovi and Van Halen and ZZ Top, as I mentioned, and the Amity Affliction, Bring Me the Horizon. The list goes on and on and on, and I'm so influenced by so many different acts. So it really was me fusing together, bits and pieces out of the things that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And it's also a very guitar-driven album. So was that a focus going in?
Absolutely. Like, I think the thing with me is I probably don't hold myself as a vocalist. I'm probably more hold myself as a guitarist. I enjoy the guitar a lot more. I can express myself a lot more with playing a guitar, and even in the studio. I worked with Butsy, who's from a band called Transtate, and he also loves a good guitar tone. So there'd be times we were spending 4 hours trying to get the right guitar tone and experimenting with all kinds of bits and pieces. And I really did want it to captivate that guitar-driven rock again that I won't say is dead, but it's slowly disappearing a little bit.
For sure. And you released the single March of the Dogs to promote and represent the album. So what choose that one?
March of the Dogs was probably the one that I enjoyed the most recording and the most writing, and it was a big release for me personally in terms of writing that song. The song sort of goes into being held back by others for petty reasons. I'm from Albury, Wodonga, which is pretty, I guess you'd say, it's a small city / large town. And, unfortunately with those small, those smaller regional areas, I don't know if jealousy is the correct word, but you have people who have been there their whole life. And if someone does something a bit out of the usual, and does, something that actually has a bit of success about it, you hate it straight away. So And I'm not meaning to crap on my local
Small
area
town
at all.
syndrome, mate. Happens all the time.
Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love this area. It's home for me. But yeah, that small town syndrome, it's basically written about that and sort of, you know, raising that middle finger up to those people that are going to try and knock you down when things are going well. So it was just a song that I really enjoyed writing and recording. So.
But the last time we spoke, mate, you were going under the name Jack G McDonald, but now it's Twisted Horizon. So what happened? Did the tax man catch up with you?
What ended up happening there was I think everyone thought I was a solo acoustic act. Whenever they saw me, yeah. So what ended up happening was, yeah, I was chatting with a couple of mates. We were just sitting on the couch playing some stupid game on Xbox, and they won. You know, the Jack G McDonald doesn't sound like a rock and roll kind of thing. Like it sounds like you're playing down at the bloody Bar and Buddick pub on a Saturday night with your acoustic guitar singing Sweet Home Alabama. And I'm like, that's a pretty valid point. So it was kind of funny when I changed it to Twisted Horizon and, made it more of a band-based kind of thing. I started getting asked to do a lot more shows, whether it be supporting people or our own shows. So it was kind of funny how that went full circle.
So you've got a pretty busy 12 months, bro. Like, were you following a plan or were you just doing things as they came up?
So outside of music, I'm a school teacher, so I can never stick to a plan because I'm just something always changes. The last 12 months have been every spare opportunity I get. I've sort of put into this album, and not really any plan in particular. I think the first somewhat of a plan that came was when we booked the Cherry Bar in Melbourne for a gig, and it was like, oh shit, okay, the album needs to be out before then. So that was the first bit of planning that I had.
Speaking of that gig at the Cherry Bar, like that was the start of a promotional tour that you got going through. You got a member, mate. So tell us about that.
So we played the Cherry Bar a couple of weeks ago to celebrate the album, which when I first picked up a guitar, like I'd heard all about the Cherry Bar. It was sort of, the rock place of Australia, and you'd had your celebrities like Mick Jagger and Lady Gaga, Bruce Springsteen that had partied there. So it was kind of a personal goal of, right, I want to play the Cherry Bar one day. And lo and behold, sort of, had a chat with them, and they're like, yeah, well, we've got this spot here. Would you like to play it? And, of course, I'm like, yep, bang, done. We're doing it. And had a really enjoyable show there, and Melbourne responded really well to our music, and they really liked the fact that they're like, oh yeah, we heard some Sabbath in there, but then we heard some, Motley Crue, and then we heard some Amity in there, sort of thing, in terms of the blend of music. So that was a really good response, and it's funny that I set that as my goal because now next weekend we've been asked to go back there.
Oh, sweet.
So it's like awesome. We're supporting our good mates in Midnight Albury, who are also originally from the Albury-Wodonga region, and it's kind of awesome that we get to go back. But next Friday is the big one for us, the hometown show in Albury. So from Albury, we go then to Canberra. Then we play a festival in Dubbo called Under Western Skies. And then we finish off opening for the Ugly Kings.
Very cool. So where can people find out more info about those shows?
Twisted Horizon on Facebook or Instagram. Everything goes up there. So, if, you're looking for something to do and you like a bit of rock music and all the rest, come along and belt out a few tunes with us.
Beautiful, Jack. Well, thanks for your time today, mate. Always a pleasure to speak with you, bro. The album is out now. It's called Road to Revival, so check it out.
Thank you very much for having me, as always, man.
My pleasure, brother. I'll catch up with you soon. I've got a busy night tonight, but I'll catch up with you soon.
Easy done, man. You take care of yourself.
You too, my man. See ya.
See ya, man.